In Magdeburg, the streets once illuminated by festive Christmas lights have now become a somber scene of mourning, as bells once meant to herald joy are now silenced, replaced by the somber tolling of grief. The German city is reeling after a harrowing attack at its Christmas market that left 5 dead and more than 200 injured, including a 9-year-old girl among the dead. The assailant, Saudi National Talib al-Abdulmohsen, had warned on social media that something big will happen. Saudi authorities later revealed that Saudi Arabia had repeatedly warned Germany about him, a warning that went unheeded, according to Der Spiegel. Reportedly, Riyadh sent such notifications to German security agencies 3 times. The 50-year-old doctor, who had been living in Germany since 2006, drove a black BMW SUV 400 meters through the crowded market at high speed, plowing through visitors and leaving chaos in his wake. Abdulmohsen, who had applied for asylum a decade ago, was apprehended by police just minutes after the attack. His car had bypassed security bollards, taking advantage of an emergency vehicle corridor to enter the market, which was supposed to be blocked off. In the aftermath, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz condemned the attack as terrible and insane. Standing at the scene where he laid a white rose, Scholz spoke of the brutal nature of the assault, carried out in the heart of a place meant for celebration just days before Christmas.
People come together a few days before Christmas Eve, before Christmas, to be together for a bit of contemplation, but also to celebrate and drink mulled wine and eat bratwurst. What a terrible act it is to hurt and kill so many people with such brutality. We have now learnt that over 200 people have been injured. 5 have died so far, an unbelievable number, almost 40 or so seriously injured that we must be very worried about them.
Meanwhile, the leader of the far-right AfD party, Tino Kruppala, took to the streets, demanding accountability from Interior Minister Nancy Faeser, expressing frustration by what he described as the government's failure to protect its citizens.
I am now demanding answers from the Interior Minister. What is actually going on here in this country? What is actually happening in this country? We put up with it week after week. We put up with attacks. We put up with murders of our own people. This has to be cleared up now, and these phrases from politicians that things can't go on like this, which I've heard again today, are actually upsetting.
His comments reflect the rising tension and growing anger among certain segments of the population, a sentiment echoed by far-right protests that took place later that evening. Despite the shock of the attack, questions are now being raised about the failure to act on the multiple warnings that were reportedly sent by Saudi authorities, a concern that could add fuel to the political firestorm engulfing Germany. A far-right protest erupted late Saturday in Magdeburg, where around 1,000 participants gathered in a central square, voicing their outrage following the attack on the Christmas market.